video, I'm finally going to be getting started on installing the headers on the M3. It recently passed admissions. So in this video, I'm just going to be removing the old headers, and I'll probably make a second video installing the headers. First thing I'm going to do is disconnect my battery. Just going to pull the negative on the battery. This is just a 10mm. Got the terminal off, and I like to keep these off of when I get new batteries, so I'll just put that on there so it doesn't reconnect by mistake. The next thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to be removing the strut bar, or the strut brace. So this just has 4 13mm. There's 2 on this side and 2 on the other side.
Why?
Just loosen all 4 of these. This is going to be on there pretty tight. Now the strut brace, the entire thing will just lift straight off. We'll put this to the side. Next thing I'm going to remove is the cabin air filter housing cover. So this has these spring-loaded clips that just pops right up when you turn them. There are 3 of them, and then this should just. All right. Once you get that off, now you can just pull your filter out. My filter was replaced recently and it looks good. Part number on the filter I went with when I bought a replacement. Next thing I'm going to remove is this entire cabin air filter housing, and it's held in there with 4 T30 Torx screws. So there's 4 of them going along the back there, so right now I'm about to remove those 4. And these should come out pretty easily. I'm figuring this out as I go along, because I've never done this on this car. Alright, I popped this cover off, so I'll put that to the side. Then I'm going to pull the wire out. Pull that out. And pull this strip up. And now this whole housing should just hopefully lift right up. And there it goes. Now we got the back pretty much opened up. Nothing in my way there. I'm just gonna loosen this and take the positive off, move that out of the way. And then this hose, just squeeze it. And lift straight up. Do that on the other side as well. And now you got this little piece off. Your breather hose. I'll throw that up there. This is a 19mm. This shouldn't have power because I already disconnected the negative in the back of the car. So I'll move the positive out of the way. I'm just gonna put this back on there so I don't lose it. I'm about to remove the plastic cover here with the 6 acorn nuts, and these are all 10mm. This one here was giving me trouble, wasn't coming off, so what I did was I put a 10mm flat wrench to hold it here, and then I loosened it with the 10 from the top, and now this one came out. There are washers on all these acorn nuts, so don't lose those. Gotta take my oil cap off. And I'm gonna try to carefully lift this up so I don't lose any of the nuts. Or so I don't lose any of the washers on the plastic cover here. Alright, we got that off. I'm gonna put my oil cap back on so nothing goes in the engine. This is one that unscrewed itself. I'll probably put some thread locker on that before I screw it back in. But figured out how to remove the O2 sensor holder, the O2 sensor clip holder. You just squeeze this in, so you squeeze it that way and pull straight out. You squeeze it with this hand. So you squeeze it, just squeeze it together and pull straight up, and this will come out. That's it. Now you got all your O2 sensor connectors and your EGT connector, and you got 2 more up here. Yeah, you can mark all these. I mean, I'm gonna mark, or these are already marked, so you should just remember where they go. So 1 will go back here, 2 will go back here. Moving the wires out of this. Get them all out. And the last one. Pop that out. Now the clip is out of the way. So to get this off, I have a flat blade. I'm just gonna pry that clip up right there. A little bit. And then pry the other side up a little bit. And try to pull this apart. There you go. This here, I just gotta push this button. I'm assuming this is the EGT one. So it has a different connector. Mine broke. That sucks. Couldn't get it to disconnect, so I'm just gonna leave that one. And hopefully I'm able to work around it. And just maybe unscrew the sensor and just screw it into the pipe under the car. But until then, I'll figure it out. Right now I'm about to just remove this hose with just a squeeze and pull off. And pull it off. This can pull straight up and off. This is a 10mm right here. This holding the coolant bottle. So I'll get this off. Just pull straight up. It does have a connector in the bottom. And there we go. Air pump is out. So it just has a connector. You squeeze on the 2 sides. It slides straight off and it just pulls straight up. It's not bolted down. I don't know if I want to remove this coolant bottle or not, but once you pull this metal clip up, you should be able to slip the hose slide it straight off. And the coolant will spill, so be prepared for that. I slipped this off real quick, and then I put a piece of 3/4 inch hose on it so it doesn't spill everywhere. This connector, just pushing the tab on it and slip it off. And then now your coolant bottle can be moved out of the way. Got our coolant bottle out of the way over there. Got plenty of room in here now to work. Alright, I pulled this hose off completely, and this was on that valve right there. To get this valve out, it's 10mm. The setup I went with was an extension with a short 10mm and a flex head, and I was able to fit in there. Alright, these are actually came out, the stud and the nut, everything together came out. The valve is off, and this has a gasket. I dropped it, but you will need to replace that gasket, so The next thing I'm going to remove right now is this lower shield. It's held on by 3 10mm nuts, it looks like. One there, and one back there. So I'm about to just loosen those 3 and get it out. Alright, I'm going to leave this shield on for now, this bottom one, and try to get the top one out. It has 4 bolts on it. One here, one there, and 2 more on that side. So let me see what size those are. This is a 13mm. So I'm just gonna crack all 4 of these loose. That's it for the shields. For the shield, the upper one. The top shield is fully loose. I'm gonna pull out the lower shield. For the upper shield, it has the wires are connected, are locked into these clips, so you need to, I just pried it open with my finger. So I used one finger to pry it open like this, and then I slid the wires out for each one. This had 1 wire in it, and this had a couple wires in it, 2 I believe. So this one had 2 and this one had 1. So yeah, shields are out. Alright, now we have full access to the headers. There are 18 nuts on this. I'm gonna spray them all with PB Blaster, and then I'll attempt to loosen them. I got the car on jack stands, and my front, I guess there's supposed to be a plastic cover here. Mine's missing, so I'm gonna have to try to find the part number for that and get one. But this metal shield or belly pan has to remove so I can have better access to the headers. And it has a bunch of, what size is that? It has a bunch of 16mm bolts holding it on. So I'm going to remove all those around here and then on to the next step. I loosened all these 16mm bolts going all around, but there's 3 8mm on the back end, and there probably would be 3 more on the front, but my plastic cover is missing, so there's 12 total 16mm on this metal bottom belly pan. Alright, all the bolts are out, so it should just drop out now. Alright, under the car, right here is the EGT sensor that mine was stuck. The connector broke on mine, so I'm just going to loosen it from down here with a 17. I mean, I have to remove it anyway, so 17 on it, and now I'm just going to break it loose. And it should break loose very easily. And that's it. Now it's broken loose, I'm just going to loosen it by hand. Well, I'll leave it like this, and when I drop the pipe, I'll slip the probe out at the same time. And I just gotta remember to slip the probe in when I go to put it back up. To get these off, it's a E12 socket with a 14mm on one side, so I'll break these loose. About to get this connection off. These nuts are a 12, and on the other side it's a 13. I had this off not too long ago, so mine's are coming off pretty easy. I replaced it all with new OEM hardware, so but I'd recommend spraying it with some penetrating fluid normally. One more bolt, I believe, on the top. Holding it up. Alright, got that out. Now this whole pipe should just come out. Alright, there we go. Section 1 is slipped off, and gonna have to reuse these gaskets, so I'm gonna end up putting some paste on it when I reinstall it. Now it's time to get back to getting out the 18 nuts off the headers, and then I'll just drop the 2 headers out. Three of the nuts from the bottom and all the rest from the top. So next thing I'm gonna do is try to drop out the rear header and lower it slowly so I could get my sensor out, since my wire wouldn't unplug. Most of the bolts I was able to get all from the top. The headers are fully off. It was a bit of work, but I got it done. That's it for now, and the next video is going to be the installation of the new headers.